Okay. I'll start recording
Okay.
then, because Aki has to get here.
No. I mean, I assume the gates are not locked.
Nope. Maybe they should be, considering that you've recently been invaded by ninjas.
I mean, they jumped
Yeah.
over the wall, so not like I would have done much.
I want to imagine that. You know what? I'll be quiet and post it in the Discord. Yeah, I go through the gates.
All right. Akio, you run up the stone ramp up to the gate of Castle Hayaba and into the courtyard where you see...
Wait, sorry. Why are you echoing?
I don't know. Why am
I
I
don't
not
hear
going?
him. Or is he
See,
coming through roll 20 for you too?
Yeah.
Oh, you were coming through Roll20. Okay.
I am
fixed it.
broadcasting it through World 20 just in case anyone has a issue with hearing me through Discord.
Sorry, yeah, I muted it. That just threw me off for a second. Okay, continue. Sorry.
But yes, Akio, you run up the stone ramp to the gate of Hayaba Castle, enter through the gate, and find the remains of a battle. There's a number of dead ninja around, and as well as your friends. Currently, Kasumi is healing. Mino and Tatsu both look to have been injured. You look like you've been injured as well.
Okay, well, I guess. Let's see here. I'm gonna walk up to Bet Bayar and assess what's going on with. I obviously assume that I see what's going on with Sada.
Sada looks like she
I'm fine.
has. Well, I mean, you have been healed, but you still have a large gash in your armor and clothing where there's a very obvious scar going around your entire, like, half of your torso. So you're feeling better, but you're still clearly recently been injured, considering that you're actually still covered in blood. Your own.
I mean, when am I not covered in blood?
Most times, as it happens.
Okay, so let me. Okay.
Count Longley is dead. That's what
okay.
I've been staring at his dead body.
That's
Yeah.
the first thing you say to me.
No.
Akio, you also noticed that
that's what
Count
Sada's been
Manley is
doing.
dead.
What square is his brain in?
Sorry, Sal's what?
Is it like here?
Yes. You notice that upon the ground is the corpse of Count Leo Mantley, who appears to have had the top half of his head lopped off.
Oh. Okay.
Tough sentence to say.
So I got attacked, and I kind of assumed that Sada was the target.
Probably was.
Who's that?
The Dottore guy.
Dottore Clemenza.
Oh yeah, he has the mask on. Hey, ninjas. I got attacked by masked. They were masked, I assume. Assassins.
Yeah.
There.
I'm seeing that they attacked you guys too. Did we lose anybody? Besides the obvious?
Your
Jeez.
3 prisoners
Mask.
exit the top level of the castle and run down into the courtyard as well. Sir Benning, as soon as he sees the former body of Count Mantley, rushes over, leans down, sees that there's nothing to be done, realizing that he's standing on his brain, and
Jesus, South.
no, that last part is a joke. But he does sort of try to collect the bits into one place and throws Mantley's cape over him.
Okay. So I guess I don't know when I can find ample opportunity to say this. I had someone with me, and unfortunately they were a victim in the ambush. And I kind of don't really want to have it on my conscience to have her just kind of out, I want her to be respected and retrieved. Can we get someone on
Where
that,
are
please?
guards?
Where
At this
are
point,
our
your guards are starting to show up as a number of them are injured, and also Hajime shows up, who has also been injured.
Mm. How injured?
Also,
He has a gash across his shoulder,
Oh, okay.
and
Tell the
upon reaching the courtyard, like brushes past Matamura and Dottore Clemenza. Clemenza at this point is trying to get over here to try and see what he can do, but
was this all a setup?
there was the Mask of 1,000 Faces. Yeah.
Does Akio know who that is? I actually don't know.
You
Yeah,
should.
it's
Yeah.
been discussed more than once.
Okay.
He stabbed
Right.
me.
So this
So
all
that's why I'm
was
covered
just...
in blood. Yeah,
I
he
see.
killed him to make us separate in this investigation. Here, I tell the guards to go with Akio to get that body.
I kind of need to be patched up
Okay.
before we go.
I'll tell him where it is anyway.
Yeah.
Dottore Clemenza walks over to you and hands you a potion.
Thank you. I drink it. Do I need to roll?
I got it.
I feel like...
You heal 21 HP, which I believe should cover your injury, but I'm not sure.
Gesundheit.
Thank
there
you.
we go. Oh, right, my injury. Wait, I had an injury?
Maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I think... Yeah.
In which
because
case,
of that.
in which case you could just rest and be fine. Actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's good to actually be able to help someone. Hajime goes up to you. Sada, is there anyone? Is this everyone? Is this the extent of the attack? I was attacked in the, in my chambers. Where were you?
In the war room. The Mask of 1,000 Faces shop. He was God, who was he again?
That rodent that we got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
My brain is
His body is like laying
Yeah.
somewhere.
Ronin something.
Tonu.
Oh yeah, we
Oyaba.
should check on him.
Sorry, where do I house my men?
I don't think
Yeah, I guess I never... Did I give them... Can I just say I gave them rooms in the castle with permission of Sada?
No, because I've been
I don't have
under
that
the
many
impression that they've been staying in a tavern in
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah, actually, that'll do. I'm gonna... It kind of just occurs to me that if they attacked me, they probably would have attacked them, so I asked Sada, like, hey, I'm gonna take some guards with me and go make sure they're alright,
Okay.
and also obviously retrieve the unfortunate woman's body. Alright. Wait, is that a good idea? Can I, like, stop in my track? Yeah, I have guards with me.
The guards are also assassins.
Oh, no.
Toro Nichijin, right? That was his name? Was that his name? The Ronin?
No.
Oh,
Tonu Oyaba is
Tono
the name of the
Oyaba.
Ronin.
Yeah.
Kuno Ichijin is the...
So yeah, the swimsuit guy.
Huh?
Right? Wait, no.
No.
God, I'm getting my names mixed up. I'm out of
Yes, you are.
Should write them down.
I never write anything down.
But you've got a good brain.
No, I'm gonna say it's sometimes a big problem. Like I don't keep track of the money that I get at all. Not even a little bit. I used to upload it to that bank, but I haven't done that in a long time.
I mean, I've been putting it there whenever we have something that gets split, so.
You've got a good brain.
Part of this game is keeping track of your stuff. So, like, that's not something I can do for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't keep track of names well. Everything else I keep
Yeah, I'm
track
bad
of.
with names. Yeah.
Usually I'm pretty good with names.
So what was his name again, Sal?
Characters at least.
Kunichi Jin
which-
was the guy in charge of Shirado. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a note section on your character sheet, by the way.
Yeah, but there's a lot of names.
You only have to enter them once. So, where was I? Yes, Tonu Ayaba is potentially still stricken in your council room.
I'm gonna tell Hajime that the Mask of 1,000 Faces showed up, attacked us there. He was disguised as him, and then when he took the mask off,
Oh yeah.
huh?
Tonu Ayaba.
Tonu Yaba. Disguised as him. When he took the mask off, he like threw his body to the side. I don't know if he was actually alive or not. And then we ran away from him after he stabbed me. And then he came out here. Pow broke his neck, and then he disappeared into a cloud of smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we killed most of the ninja, except for that one, whose legs were broken.
All right. At this point, by the way, Suru, you feel your perspective's changing as you shrink down to normal.
Bullshit.
Sorry.
Yeah, he broke his neck, he laughed, and then he disappeared into smoke, so...
He didn't so much laugh. He couldn't physically at that point. But he did, like, shrug at you nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was laughing at us in spirit.
So, is that it?
Yep. And Count Mantley is dead. Mantley is dead.
No, but seriously, is that it? Is the city secure?
I don't know.
That's all we know.
Okay, we need to do something about that then. Or rather,
Takio got ambushed outside.
What should I do?
Kasumi will kind of shout from over the pool, mobilize the guards and go secure the city. Make sure the gates are secure and nobody in or out until we can thoroughly investigate.
Thank you, Kasumi, but please don't say that like it should be obvious. I need to follow orders from the daimyo. I can't just take this unilaterally.
I wasn't trying to say it as an obvious thing. I was just I was just shouting. There wasn't, yeah.
But I was about to say anyway, so.
All right, I'll do that. Have you seen Izumo? He would be really helpful right now. And with that, Hajime starts turning and walking back into the main part of the castle. Guards at this point are rushing out, trying to secure the edges of the courtyard. A number of them march down the ramp down into the city itself and secure the square directly in front of the castle. What do you do?
I get back up from kneeling over Count Mantley and I say, Bapper, come with me. And we're going to go to the council room quick to see if that guy is still alive or he was just a dead body.
Bapper readies his blade and prepares to follow you.
Right.
As the two of you re-enter the castle keep. How about the rest of you guys? Kasumi, if I remember correctly, you're tapped out on burn. So you're feeling pretty exhausted at this point. Just sort of chilling in the little koi pond with Mino and Tatsu.
I can fight, but I can't push myself.
Akio, Suru, Paulina, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to go to the tavern to check on the bros.
Okay, Akio, you...
And also retrieve the body of the woman so she can get proper respects.
Alright, those are in sort of opposite directions, so do you want to dispatch guards or do you just want to do them one at a time?
Then I guess I'll go retrieve the woman's body for proper respects first, since that's obviously...
Okay, you tap a couple of guards, they accompany you. as you begin moving into the city itself.
And wait, can I add one more detail on that? I'm gonna go into like observant mode and roll a perspective roll to scan for the roofs, I guess, of the town line, like the townscape or whatever.
Sure, roll
Just to make-
perspective.
Yeah, just to make sure that we're
Perception.
not. Yeah, one moment.
Obtain a new
Thank you.
perspective.
You're able, the castle is raised above the rest of the city, so you can actually get a rather good view of the whole city's the tops of all the city's buildings, with the exception of a few tall, particularly tall ones, like the temples, or a couple of the temples anyway. Temple
Yeah.
of Atenket is actually quite short.
The Temple of Tenket's more like a courtyard or like a
Where's my?
Gazebo.
yeah,
Big
like a big
pavilion
field.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wait. I
Uh,
guess.
Okay. Akio, you look out over the cityscape. It looks quiet. It's not like it's on fire, and you don't see like hordes of ninjas running over the tops of the buildings.
But it's like if they were in ambush in the darkness, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Not from this distance. And
Fair
it's
enough.
getting dark.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Men, guards. I want to have at least two torchbearers with us, and one of you guys keep your eyes on the roofs as we're going through the city. Don't want to get jumped.
The guards nod, and both of them go get torches.
Okay.
And yeah, they accompany with you. They begin accompanying you through the city streets. What about Suru?
I'm keeping this ninja company until we're ready to interrogate him, unless somebody wants to help me do that now.
Both characters that I control are in different places. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Pal's
yeah.
there with you.
Pal's gonna torture some people.
Pal's
No.
gonna be good cop, and Ciro's gonna be bad cop.
Yeah, that'll be
We all
fine.
know Pal's the bad cop.
Somebody here that can cast stone of truth. So I think that's the
Yeah.
plan.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes, but I can do that until tomorrow. I need to refresh my spells.
Right.
Then I'll just stay with this guy and make sure he doesn't kill himself or something. Unless we just want guards to do that. That seems kind of important, though.
Yeah. Ciro's probably the best one for that, considering how important it is. And also, she'd probably be have the easiest time making sure he doesn't kill himself. Just sham, just break his arm so he can't do anything. And his
It's
teeth,
fair.
so he can't use the cyanide capsule.
Is that a thing? Is there a fucking cyanide capsule in this guy's mouth?
You haven't looked yet.
I'm gonna look. How
Yeah,
do I
root around
roll
in there.
for mouth checking, dentistry.
Roll. Do you have heal?
Probably.
That's
Probably not very good if I have it though. Yeah, I have 2 points in it.
How about that? All right, yeah, you can roll that. You rolled a 12. You look through. You forcibly open his mouth. You can do so easily, and you look around in there, and you don't see any teeth that look out of the ordinary. A couple are missing, but other than that, his chompers are totally normal.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
is it okay?
Oh, okay. I only caught the last part of that. It sort of sounded like you're saying A. All right. So, but yes, you can have guards escort him down into your dungeon, where presumably he'll be watched. Well, and you don't really have to worry about him killing himself at this point too badly.
There's nothing else that I have designs on doing at the moment, unless somebody else needs me to do something.
Pal, what do you want to do?
Kasumi is still here, right?
Yeah.
Kasumi is still there.
I'm gonna go walk over to Kasumi
Mhm.
Oh.
and
Oh,
what?
never mind.
Oh, what?
I was gonna talk to the people that we had prisoner, but I'm sure they understand at this point.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
You're still here. We can just strap the ninja to your back like a baby Bjorn.
We just said that they're gonna have guards take him down to the dungeon.
Okay.
So, Pow, you walk over to Kasumi.
Right. And keeping my voice kind of low. Kasumi, what the fuck are we gonna do? How do we handle something like this?
Somehow get better ninjas than the ninjas that they have,
Cool. How do we do that?
or install a complex series of magical sensors.
We barely made it out of the fucking throne room,
Yeah, well, I mean,
and it was one. He did one slice and nearly cut Sada in half. In half.
yeah, I don't have a great answer for you, pal. I wish I did.
What if he comes back like immediately, or he's got backup and they hit us while we're like regrouping here? Like what?
Well, I mean, they have to have some kind of limitation. I mean, just thinking about this logically, like if these seven stars were so unbeatable, then why haven't they just taken over everything? You know, like I don't know. My guess is that he probably can't come back just yet. Just based purely on that. We heard him. You definitely heard him a lot.
He like a vampire or something?
I don't know.
Why did he turn into smoke?
Can't you turn into dust?
I mean, dust, smoke, it's all the same thing.
Smoky dust.
Yeah, but did Pao forget she can turn into dust?
No, but yeah.
But Pow doesn't do that after her neck is broken.
Yeah, I don't do it as a
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
dead,
good
guess
point.
I'll turn into dust. That's
You know, a good point, yeah. Maybe their neck.
That's really one of the only things I saw happen. Actually, I didn't see
Sounds
anything else.
Yeah, honestly, sir, you don't know what the big deal's about. You got there and you just watched Pow beat the shit out of this guy and kill him. And he turned into some smoke. It's not that scary.
Today.
I think that we need more information. We need to find out what their limits are, what their weaknesses, because there has to be something. Otherwise, Sarugu would have been long taken back by them. Like the Golden Empire of Tea would have long been taken back by them. I'm sure they have something strong on their side that lets them do what they do. But I mean, like, seven people destroyed a highly advanced high elven city in a serious way.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't think that knife that spooky Moon Man gave you does anything, do you? Sada?
Sada's not here.
Sada
Oh, yeah.
has gone back to the council
Went to the
chamber.
council room with Batbear.
What's spooky moon knife?
Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, didn't you sleep through the spooky moon knife? Or no?
I don't remember anything about a spooky moon knife. If I'm being honest.
The
We were
elf
up where-
king.
We were rallied at your elemental spot, and yeah, this guy woke us up, gave Sada a knife, and it's
And you
pretty strange.
yeah, he was like that burned
Yeah,
elf
the bird,
king guy.
The bird king.
And he sort of came to us in like a hologram and gave us a knife. And I think you can kill a ghost with it.
And
It's
he
weird.
told us all about fate and stuff. I think we told you.
Yeah, he talked a lot of fate, and it was vague and strange
Well,
and worrying.
that guy did turn into a ghost. Maybe next time we
Was
get
that
the
a
chance-
ghost?
I mean,
Shit.
in something incorporeal. Uh,
You become a ghost as your body become a ghost? That doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's a ghost.
I mean,
That wizard we fought before turned into smoke. Was it like that?
wait, maybe. I mean, maybe this guy just possessed a body. Maybe that's the thing. Is maybe he is undead. Maybe he's a ghost bound to the service of the thing, and he just possesses bodies.
Well, he had like a mask that
The body left.
was the body. The body was the mask. When he took the mask off, it became a body. But somebody else's.
Well, maybe that's the thing. We break the mask, we break him.
What?
That's the best I've got.
Okay, two things. Sada and Batbear reach the council chamber where they find the stricken form of Tonu Oyaba.
Is he alive or?
You can roll a heal check to determine that.
All right. Let me find my skills.
If you don't have heal, you can roll perception and roll harder.
I don't have heal, but I roll a 20, so.
All right, so your 20 your 20 perception check that tells you that he is in fact still breathing. His heart is still beating.
Okay.
He appears to be alive, but very, very unconscious. Paulina, I need you to make a will save.
Oh. Okay. Get my sheet here.
Get in her sheet.
I tell Batbear to pick him up, and we're gonna go take him to Tori Clemenza to hopefully get him back up so we can figure some stuff out from him.
32, jeez.
Yeah.
What did you roll? 19. Well, that'll do it. Paulina, as you're talking to Kasumi, your vision is suddenly obscured by the sudden presence of a pair of very bright golden eyes that appear before you, before fading away.
What?
Oh.
Y'all right there?
Yeah, were they like solid gold or were they like gold like Sada's eyes are gold?
They were solid gold.
Is that
Gleaming.
What's his name? Amun Thaw has gold eyes, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I need to find Pascal. Yep. I'll be back.
Help?
I don't know. Maybe.
Are you guys good?
I have a scar.
Oh.
Yes, I'm good.
I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
Okay, let's go. I take off at a pretty brisk pace, but not so fast that I will lose Kasumi in my dust.
All right, Kasumi, you have to basically sprint to keep up with Paulina. She is extremely fast. Paulina, where do you go?
Shit. You might have been at the church zone. Helping. I don't know. Wait, don't we have? Isn't what's his face here? I'm confused as to who's here right now.
Right now, the people here.
Yeah.
The people in the courtyard are actually the people in the courtyard. I've removed the 3 who have left.
Don't remember whose pog is whose.
All right, so
Sada's heading back right now with Batbear with the unconscious body to hopefully get the Tori Clemenza to help out.
Is this a 10-ket guy or was that something else?
That is Tone Taji. You also have Dotori Clemenza, and you have Kasumi, Tatsu, Madame Murhei.
Kid's not here.
Akio is not there. He is out and about. Ara Takahashi and Suru.
I'll direct the question to both the Dotori and Tony Taji then. Like, have you seen Pascal? When was the last time you saw him?
I've been in jail.
Yes, that's right. I'm so sorry. I forgot. It's been a week. And
We left him. He was cleaning up the temple for the night.
that's where we go.
All right. Wait. Where? Why are you?
I just have a bad feeling, or maybe a good feeling, or no, it's probably a bad feeling.
Wait. Hold on.
Yep.
Take this.
Okay, what
He
is it?
holds out. He takes out a file
Oh,
filled with a red potion.
oh, wicked! Thank you.
How many fucking sick ass potions does this guy have?
I'm an
It's just
alchemist.
probably-
It is literally all I do.
He's just made out of them. He
Yeah.
has no body under all those cloaks.
And you didn't remove anything from me when you threw me in the dungeon. So I'm literally sitting on an armory. I could have escaped at any time, except you were watching me the whole time and you would kill me.
Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, we figured out you were set up, or at least I had a pretty good hunch. So
Hey, no hard feelings. It happens. Just don't tell Pascal. He'll not take it well.
I'm not worried about Pascal. He's
It could, cause anyway, Paulina, Paulina, you and Kasumi zip off down into the city, leaving behind Suru and as the voices of Suru and Dottori Clemenza sort of fade into the background. Dottori Clemenza, Suru tells you that it could cause problems with the family and they're very touchy about it.
I'm gonna do it. If you keep telling me not to.
And yeah, you zip off into the city. Kasumi, you're lagging behind. It's hard. It's very difficult to keep up with Paulina, even if she's going half speed. Paulina, you run up to the Temple of Atenket quite quickly, and a number of the paper lanterns that are hung at the periphery have been knocked over or gone out. You see a number of things are askew. You see a man in a ninja's outfit with his head stoved in,
Jeez. Okay.
and you see Pascal. He is at the base of the statue of Atenket, collapsed into a heap on the ground in a slowly spreading puddle of his own vitae, bleeding from several stab wounds.
Yeah. Immediately, I'm at his side, checking him over. Is he breathing? Fuck.
Roll perception check, please.
Okay. Kasumi, get over here.
Yes. I'm going to roll a perception check. So,
Yeah.
I think any further perception checks would be superfluous. Paulina, you can tell that he is breathing extremely shallowly. You can barely feel a heartbeat.
Hey, you got a potion from Clemenza.
That bad boy, absolutely. Tilt his head.
You pour the potion down his throat. He does not awaken, but you do see that the wounds stop bleeding and do heal over sort of deep inside themselves, enough that he's stable. You get the feeling that he is no longer dying.
Good. What do I do?
Okay, I'm gonna.
By this
I do.
time, Kasumi, you do catch up.
Yeah, as I catch up, I'm out of breath, and I'm like, is he okay?
Yeah. No. Well, no, but he's alive.
I'm kind of leaning over, catching my breath, but I do put a hand on your shoulder and say, "Oh, it's gonna be okay. I'll get the guards. We'll get him. We'll get him to a doctor. Like we'll make sure that he's 100%.
Can you put him in a puddle? Are you done with puddles for the day? Yeah.
I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
can't.
That's okay. I understand. It's a lot.
I
It's been a lot.
mean, I almost lost Ara back there. I almost lost Tatsu and Mino. And
Well, to be honest, Tatsu's wound was very light.
well, yeah, but if Mino
That
was
could have been
gone,
worse.
then Tatsu.
True, he could have
Yeah.
been in big trouble. Mino was with him though.
I think that we need to write the rest. We need to send word back to the Patazos. It's as wrong as this may sound. This happening to Pascal is a good excuse to try to seek support and get ourselves some help.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Jeez.
Just stay here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get somebody, and I'll get them to help us carry him back.
I'm not going anywhere. Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna go find a couple guards who can help us lug Pascal back to a more safe location.
Okay. It takes you some time to collect some guards, as there are a number of City Watch and Ashigaru who are currently being grabbed in different directions, saying, "Hey, there were people just attacked over here," or "I just saw some ninja-like people run into the Temple of Silva," and it's actually kind of hard to get a hold of people. However, you do know that there are potential other people in this temple area. The three temples are all sort of around the Grand Cathedral. So you suspect you could potentially get help from the people who you haven't met up with yet, and perhaps you should check on.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna go into. Well, the Temple of Atenket should be empty because we got, the main
Pascal
guy.
apparently was the only person who was in there.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go to the Temple of. I want to say Silva because it's the nice one first, but at the same time, Kasumi has been very chill with the the Polonius Temple. Not really worshiping, but she's fine with them. So she's gonna go there first.
Okay. You go over to the old temple of what was formerly the Temple of the Elder Gods, now rechristened the Temple of Polonius, and you can see that the doors are open. And as you rush, as you've been rushing a lot today, and at this point you're feeling pretty exhausted. But as you get up the stage, you have to duck as a broken ninja body goes flying over you. There are about 8 such corpses in the Temple of Polonius. Greta is currently walking through her her little scepter topped with an overflowing goblet, softly tapping in her offhand as she sort of very disdainfully examines the remains of her former attackers. She looks totally immaculate. Her hair looks a little askew, but otherwise is completely fine. And behind her is someone you haven't seen in a while, actually. Baradun, standing up to his full height in the large open space of the temple, just looming over everything. You've mostly seen Baradun in places next to Greta that he's had to sort of hunch over a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is really tall. Greta actually only comes up to like just below his waistline. The monstrous minotaur with his crown of multiple horns is just his fists are just covered in ichor. And he's slowly flexing his fingers. He appears to have been cut in several places on his thighs, but they're to him they're like deep paper cuts. He seems very unconcerned with them. Rita raises an eyebrow as you rush up and goes, "Oh, we were attacked by ninjas. How are you today?"
Same. I need your help. Baradun, I really could use your help. We need to carry Pascal back to the palace now.
What happened to Pascal?
He was attacked too, but he was the only one at the Temple of the Ten Cat, and he was overwhelmed. He nearly died, and we need your help.
Baron taps the side of his head and goes, "Oh, that makes sense. Right. Let me go." He starts making his lumbering way down past you, and as he walks past you, like the ground is shaking beneath him. You're honestly surprised that like the temple's infrastructure is able to hold this guy up as he sort of makes his stomping way past you down the stairwell. Greta follows up behind him, stops next to you, and goes, "So Pascal and yourself and us, I presume that's not quite the extent of this attack?"
Everyone, the town is a mess. I don't know about the rest of the country, but the town is the mess. Is a mess. People are apparently dead and wounded, and that knight Mantley, he's dead.
Oh,
His brain was lopped off by one of the seven sorrows.
oh,
Um,
those are the ones with the dread reputation, yes.
yeah, and apparently they live up to it.
That doesn't leave much to.
Is everyone else still alive? I'll be honest, I never really cared much for Manly.
I mean, I never talked to him one way or the other too much. But Sada's alive, but she nearly died. I'm fine. I'm exhausted. But the night's not over, and it's not going to be over for a while. It looks like. I'm gonna go over to the Temple of Silva. Please get to the palace. Make sure Pau gets to the palace.
Where is she?
She's with Pascal.
In the Temple of Atenket. Right,
Yes.
I understand.
It just, I know you guys are different churches, but she could use a friendly shoulder right now.
I understand. Believe me, I am not so cruel as to deny help to others who need it. That would be wholly unbecoming in polite society.
And yeah, I'm gonna turn and make my way towards the Temple of Silva.
Oh.
Hey, do me and Batbear reach Dory Clemenza?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Dottore Clemenza is currently, he's still sort of in the, he's in the courtyard still. He has provided some anti-scar ointment to Tatsu. After being complained at for about 5 minutes. And he sees you approaching. He goes,
Hey,
Lady
Clemenza.
Sata.
Sorry about everything. It's a bit of a mess.
Yes, don't mention it. What can I do for you?
I motion to the Toru. Yeah. 1 second, I gotta get my Tonu Oyaba, who Batbear is carrying. This is who the Mask of a Thousand Faces was wearing as a mask. Yeah, we found him. I figured he was dead, but it turns out he's just unconscious. So I was wondering if you could help him out. Because he might be
I'm not really familiar with.
Yeah.
He
might be our best chance to get answers. So
he goes over to Tonoyaba and starts doing a quick examination. After a second, he asks Pascal Batbear to put him down, and he pours a liquid into Tonoyaba's mouth, and you see smoke pour forth from his mouth and form into the shape of his body above itself.
What?
Something you've seen before. This was the condition that Pascal was in when you rescued him from the laboratory of
Oh yeah.
Dottore della Pinceno.
Craig. How do we deal with that back then? I'm trying to remember.
There's nothing to deal with. This is diagnostic.
Oh, okay.
Clemenza literally starts taking parts of the smoke and like separating them and looking inside, and within them you can see a smoky, perfect rendition of Oyaba's body in 3 dimensions, through which Clemenza is basically just rooting through as he examines different parts, essentially disassembling the smoke Oyaba and occasionally putting something back. Eventually, he stops and goes, as far as I can tell, there is nothing wrong with him. It could simply be a byproduct of the spell or the ability that the Mask of 1,000 Faces use. He should awaken, I would hope.
Yeah.
I could attempt to wake him up now.
I think it's probably best to give it time so we don't risk anything.
I was about to
Unless you
recommend the
can-
same.
Yeah, unless you can do it safely, but yeah.
Yeah, it would
I'm
just
curious.
be smelling salts. But
curious
it
how
might be better
long-
to let... That
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm
I
curious
hope
how.
not.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope not very long.
yeah, I'm curious if it was the Mask of 1,000 Faces all along, or if he took over him at some other point. I guess I'll find out once he wakes up if he remembers us or not.
Understand.
Or yeah, I tell Bap Bear to take him to a room then for the time being, I guess.
Okay.
That bear does so. How you are waiting besides Pascal's body when you hear the thudding steps from the direction of the temple of Polonius, and you look up to see Bowden ducking under the roof of the temple of Atenket, and gingerly making his way through the temple, trying to not knock any of the equipment or various objects over. Getting up to, you need a transport.
Yes, please. Were you targeted as well? Are you okay?
Well, I'm fine. It's not just ninjas.
Yeah.
How are you?
It wasn't great.
Doesn't look like it was good for him either.
Oh.
Bowden reaches down, just sort of cups Pascal's body in his hands, lifts him up. Where to?
Castle, I guess. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And with that, he sort of continues to make his very lumbering but very gingerly way out of the temple. At this point, Greta sort of walks up to you as well. Don't worry, he's in good hands now. Actually, perhaps I should attend to him in the meantime, if you'll let me.
Yeah. In what way?
With magic? The healing one?
Oh, yeah. I guess you're like you can do that. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Please.
I am actually a fairly powerful cleric, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forget these things.
That's fine.
Yeah. You have a very
I know it's not necessarily the most important part of my personality.
You just have a very powerful presence. Yeah. Uh-huh.
She smiles. Thank you. She goes up to Pascal and she lays a hand upon his chest, and holding up her scepter. Her scepter and hand glows, and there's a bright light as she casts the heal spell. Pascal's eyes shoot open. His wounds immediately all close. He gasps breath, and immediately just like scrambles and like tries to writhe his way out of Baradun's grasp. Baradun sort of like cups him closer to his body and looks at you as if confused as to what to do.
I don't know.
Do I let him go?
Pascal, do you need to be let go?
Let me go!
Okay.
Ah! Baradun subsequently unceremoniously drops Pascal on the ground.
Oh.
Pop. Ow! Paulina,
Okay.
are you okay?
I'm fine.
I got attacked.
I think everybody did. Were you alone?
Yeah, I was just cleaning up. I hit one of them with a weight bar, but I got attacked from behind after that. I don't really remember. Is everyone okay? Am I okay?
It looks like you're gonna
I
be
didn't-
okay.
I didn't die again, did I?
No.
Wait, he died it before? Oh, never mind. Well, I'll leave you guys. Let's go. We should. Baradun sort of ushers Greta away, who kind of resists at first. But I wanna walk. Oh. So, did anyone? What happened?
Beset upon by ninjas.
Okay, well, we can all handle ninjas, I think.
And while we were
Right.
all separate, they waited until we were fairly spread, and then they attacked. But it wasn't just some ninjas. It was the mask of many faces.
Oh, that's the
What's his name?
Mask of a
Thousand.
1,000 faces.
1,000 faces.
Really should be 10,000 faces.
Well, that's too much.
Mask of a
There's
billion
not that many
faces.
faces in the world. Come on.
Yeah, there's just a couple in the character creation.
Yeah.
Well, only like 20 or 30.
But you're okay, right?
One Piece.
Okay. Did you get hurt, or?
No, I actually I kicked his ass.
Awesome.
But then he turned into smoke and he disappeared, so he's probably still around. So we should get everybody sort of together for now, I think.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of struggles to his feet. He's a little unsteady at first, but he catches his
Aw.
balance. Yeah, lead on. Let's go.
Can I grab his the hand with the ring on it?
Yeah.
Just 1 second. I'm just gonna like focus on it for a second just to see like what up. Like thanks for the warning and stuff. But is there anything that
You get
wants to
a
say?
sense as you hold the ring. You get a sense of gratitude and affirmation. So it just wash over you briefly.
Good. Yeah, Amenthaw kind of might have saved your life just now. So, but let's go.
I don't know. It sort
Yeah.
of looked like you saved my life.
Well, yeah. Let's go.
He grabs hold of your hand as you get ready to go and asks if you would like to, if you don't mind. Walking that way.
Huh?
He wants to hold your hand.
Yes.
What a nerd.
Yes. I didn't know I needed to confirm. Like, this is okay. I bat his hand away.
Oh, no.
Fuck that. That's gross. No,
you
of
rip
course,
his
no,
arm.
yeah,
You
of
rip his
course.
arm off and eat
no.
it.
No, we hold hands and we walk. We go.
Okay, Kasumi, at this point, you're reaching the Temple of Silva.
Okay.
You find Silva himself having defended
Wow.
the temple.
Silva
Excuse me,
himself.
you find Shunichi as well as the other Sylvan acolytes. The one Irotor and the two humans appear to be sitting in meditation at the base of the stairs leading up into the the raised area that's in the boughs of the tree that the um, temple is built around. They are currently sitting in a meditation circle, and there are currently 6 ninjas bound and gagged in between them.
Oh. So I take it you guys are good.
Shinichi's head turns towards you as his oculars focus on you. We found that we had a disagreement with these 6. But after some discussion, they came around to our way of thinking. Are you all right?
That's
You
creepy
look
as shit.
tired.
Kasumi almost laughs at this, but catches herself and yes, It's been a long night, and then I'll quickly fill him in so we don't have to keep saying it every time we meet a new character.
All right. Shunichi very quickly gets to his feet. I will accompany you to the castle immediately. The temple will be watched over by these 3.
We need to make sure that these ninjas don't break out. The town's a mess.
Understood. Then carrying 6 of them would be a challenge. Do we have anyone that could potentially do so?
Are we nearby are we possibly nearby where Akio and Sato would be?
Sada is still in the
Sada's
castle.
still at the castle.
Akio
Oh, pardon.
is actually not really nearby. He's sort of gone northwest of where your position is. You're still in the temple district. As you're doing this, you can see Bardon sort of like gingerly pushing Greta out away from the Temple of Atenket.
Sorry.
It's a little distant. No problem.
Oh. Well then I guess I'll try to like shout and wave them down.
Soon they are with you. And Greta and Bardon approaches, and Greta does so. She goes, "Oh, I see you didn't kill yours. How nice for them." Indeed. We could use assistance carrying them to the okay. And with that, Bardon just sort of grabs them all up into his arms, holds them against his chest, and
Aw, maybe squeeze them.
It's a big hug.
yeah, it's a big hug.
Don't pet the bunny too hard, Baradoon.
Don't patronize me,
That
please.
is a different game.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't actually say that one out loud. I guess as it should be said that Kasumi does just have like a little sash of water flowing around her throughout all this because she's ready to go.
Yeah, she's filled with element. She's overflowing with elemental power.
Yeah, Kasumi, you're still on overflow right now, so you're not just you don't have a sash around you. You are basically a big blob of water right now.
Yeah.
If that is how you desire.
Yeah, I mean earlier I was kind of icy, but I feel like that would have reverted to some more regular water by now.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of I'm not amorphous, but I'm a little more translucent than I would be.
Yeah, you're sort of just like you're in a water elemental that's sort of around you.
I'm a water elemental pilot. It's my mech.
Yes. Aren't the elementals like little baby mechs from Mech Warrior? Anyway,
I can't help but picture the WoW versions.
Wow.
so
Wow.
you begin making your way back. As they are making their way back, Akio, you
That's me.
do manage to collect the body of the servant, and as you are making your way back, you hear
Did anyone else still go to the tavern?
Well, I suppose it's up to him.
I mean, I depends on like if I can do it on the way back. Yeah.
As I said, it's not really on the way back there. They would be in
So-
sort of different directions.
Yeah. Then I guess I'll have to drop the body off and go to the tavern. But yeah,
All right.
what's going on?
You hear a disturbance.
Okay. Well,
From an alley to your right.
I point my blade towards the alley and I declare that if you are the enemy that have decided that the darkness is your ally, that you've seen what I've done to your friends, and
You hear the voice of Izumo echo out from the alley. Just shut the fuck up. He emerges into the torchlight. Against his red skin, you can sort of. It's a little hard to see, but he is bleeding profusely from a couple of wounds. Dragging his massive club behind him, which is quite encased in a layer of gore.
well, I'm glad that you're okay. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine, thank you. I was attacked by ninjas.
Yeah, same. We're on our way back to the castle. I obviously recommend you stay with us, and then we'll get you healed, buddy.
Really? I figured I'd like go for a stroll now. Yeah, no, actually, I think I'm fine. I'd like to just like I'm gonna stick with you, Akio. Thank you. I appreciate your protection. This is not sarcasm.
Yeah.
And he sort of throws his club over his shoulder. And trudges towards you. He's limping. You can tell.
Is there anything I can do? Do any of the guards have anything on them?
The guards look at each other and look at you and go, "We're level 1 NPCs. What do you think we have?"
I
A
put my sword
Band-Aid,
away.
maybe?
I put my sword away and I offer my shoulder as like what's the phrase I'm looking for here? To help him walk better.
He looks at you. It looks at you at first with a little bit of like, before finally leaning onto you, and you're able to comport him back towards the castle.
All right.
Soon, there are a lot of people in the castle courtyard, besides guards. At this point, they'll be moved off to the side. But yeah, you are very rapidly getting like a full party in the back here. Ismo doesn't have a pog.
Oh no.
Can't believe he's
He's gone.
Shit.
An alien.
the ninjas beat the shit out of him so hard it became MySpace.
I definitely made a token for him.
I put a hand on Bennington's shoulder over here. Say sorry about what happened. I don't really get to talk to Count Mantley too much, but except for this day, but over this day I could tell he was a good man. I'm sorry to see him go like this.
He's a noble knight.
Saddle nods.
He is. I should discuss things with you later, or maybe not me, but whoever we figure out is in charge after him.
Yeah.
Oh, missing a Baradon token also.
Oh no.
God damn it. Shit.
Sada walks back over to the middle of the courtyard. Well, it's probably going to be this impromptu meeting soon. Hey, there he is.
Yes, I have an old token for him. And an old token for Greta as well. I should replace these so that I don't have to worry about stealing art. Because it's rude. But anyway.
Unless it's from a rich person who's collecting art because they're a prick. Anyhow.
So, yes, at this point, you do sort of have a full party here. What do you want to do? The night is beginning to get late.
Yeah. I guess I look over and see if everyone's all right. Take a scan.
A lot of your people have been injured. Some more severely than others. The worst person apparently was the person who was most severely injured was apparently Pascal. But then you also have not heard from either of Akio's guys or from Shin.
Yeah, Shin was somebody that we should have gotten.
I thought Shin would have been at the Temple of Polonius, frankly.
Also, he probably should have just gotten in touch with us now on his own, if he could.
I'm sorry, guys, but I need to, obviously step out and check on my guys.
Yeah. I was going to say we should make sure Edric and Kova are okay.
I keep on meaning to bring it up, but my orphans.
Your orphans are in the castle and apparently are unmolested. They...
Goodness. Nuva, go check on your people.
Okay.
And we need to find Shin as well, wherever he is.
I really wanted Sal's to be like, and then you guys checked on the orphans, and there were just piles of ninjas. No.
Oh no, that there's a pile of dead ninjas that they killed themselves.
Yeah. And it's like, they don't know how they got there. Are they in trouble?
And when you talk to them, the elder says enchantment.
Who's this?
That is Ismo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's red, but also red with blood.
Oh. And there's Greta.
know where Shin is supposed to be right now? Can anybody get in contact with him?
I don't know where he would
Yeah.
be if he wasn't at the Temple of Polonius.
I'm trying to think because I can't imagine
That
Shin
guy.
would be the kind to get caught.
Do you know where Shin is? To this guy?
Hajime?
Hey. No, where's the dude? This guy.
Oh,
Metamora.
Yeah.
You arrested me early in the afternoon. I
Yeah.
presume that he's still in his bar, but do you know where he is?
That's the problem. I
maybe we
was
should go
thinking
check
that
his bar.
Yeah.
There we go. Tokens for everybody.
Hey.
Right. So, who is going where?
Well, we do need to gather up Shen before we do anything, so I think we
Yeah.
ought to send a couple people out to where I guess his bar. But that's other than that, it would make sense that everybody else be focused on convalescing as much as they can.
Yeah. I also filling everybody in about Tonu Oyaba, about how he was the one that the Mask of 1,000 Faces was wearing as a mask, but that he's still alive somehow, so blah blah blah. Currently have him resting, just hopefully if he'll wake up, we can find something out from him, but yeah. Oh yeah, and I guess we should take those 6 ninjas that Faradun is holding and put them in the dungeon as well.
Yes, very quickly you can import the various ninjas into your dungeon, and you are
Wait,
now
no,
the
Willow
proud.
first.
That's not strictly speaking necessary.
Yeah, but there's a precedent that's been set.
And soon they are all in separate cells. Dottori Clemenza is very rapidly exhausting his supply of healing items. But luckily, the presence of Greta and Shunichi allows the 3 of them to very rapidly go over everyone who has been injured and return them to good order.
Yeah.
Those who haven't been already by Kasumi. So who is going to check up on Shin?
I will go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I
it would
haven't
probably be
done
the choice.
anything yet.
Okay,
Taj should probably stay in the castle for now.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Suru, are you going to take any guards with you?
Nah,
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't
think so.
would.
And Aki went to go check on Edric and Kovar, right?
Yes. So, Akio, you go and check on the bar or the tavern that you have Edric and Kovar set up. You enter, your heart in your chest with worry about your 2 companions that you have led to a strange land to potentially get assassinated. And you enter the tavern, and it's completely normal. There's a number of commoners currently going about their evening, completely oblivious to the fact that the government was just had a major assault upon nearly its entirety. Edric and Kolvar are at a table, currently drinking and playing a dice game. They look up at you. Hey, boss.
Hey, you two. Anything happen past couple hours? Anything fishy?
Each other. No. I mean, I haven't seen Tonu in a while. That's weird. Yeah, we were
What?
kind of wondering where he went.
When did you last see him?
Oh yeah, Tonu was with Akio. I forgot about that.
Earlier today? Yeah, probably sometime this morning.
Did he say where he's gonna be?
No. Just saw it went off on his own. Why?
Okay. Akio begins to sweat.
Are you okay?
We need to talk outside the tavern. I don't want to cause a ruckus. Let's say, if you're associated with me, I think you're in trouble. So we need to actually, like, immediately get out of here and make a plan. Let's meet up in front.
They look at each other and look at you and go, all right. And they get up and follow you out to the front of the tavern.
Okay. Have your blades at the ready. Have your torches at the ready.
I glow.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on the rooftop. A government coup was attempted. Well, the government was about to be assassinated tonight. I was one of the targets, and they seem to be running about the city. I imagine that they're gonna target you guys, and if I hadn't probably caught up, there would have been an interception. We need to find Tomo.
You already know where Tono is. I told you.
Where is he?
He was the mask. The mask of 1,000 faces was using him as disguise.
Oh, right. I forgot.
And
Okay.
he literally threw him off at his mask, and the mask turned into him. So
Did Akio see that?
no, but Sada told you about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then
And
I
told you that they put him up in a room in the castle while he's like unconscious, so he can hopefully wake up and
apologies.
question. Yeah.
I guess I somehow forgot about that. They used Tomo as a vessel, I guess, to attack Sada and the rest, the daimyo and the rest. Yeah, so that's been happening. Sorry, I'm just on edge. I was very close to having an experience losing my men again. Kinda.
Yeah, no, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Have your blades drawn. We're gonna go back.
They both do draw weapons and, begin walking with you back to the castle.
Wait, I take a couple steps and then I turn around and I go into the tavern.
Okay. The tavern is sort of as you left it. A few of the patrons look up at you as you enter, a little confused as to what you're doing.
Okay. I feel like I should probably
Murder everyone in the tavern.
no. Should I like possibly send out a warning? Okay. Hey, to everybody here with a weapon proper, have it drawn when you go home tonight. If any masked figures come at you, you have the permission of the government to essentially down them. You will know what I mean by masked figure. I hope all of you are able to get home safe. Just be on alert today. There are dangerous criminals walking about the town right now, and we're keeping them up. And we have it under control.
The tavern erupts in a cacophony of questions and demands for more information and just sort of panic.
That was not the move.
Okay, wait. Akio.
Well, you can tell him that we sent the guards out to secure the town already. So
The town has been secured.
So there's no danger then.
Let's look outside and note that it's dark. Until the sun is up, assume that there's possibility that whoever is out there is in numbers, but we have it under control.
Wait, should we even leave?
I would recommend you guys stay here.
You want us to stay? Well, I guess there are worse things than staying in the tavern, all right? Yeah, I guess so. The tavern keeper looks at you just like with utter hate.
Okay,
I'm to just wink and walk out with a little flourish. The job is done.
how much? Let me look up how much gold I have real quick. How much is a drink usually?
Not especially a lot.
How many silver pieces, by the way?
A cheap drink is maybe 20 copper, 30.
The bank is
That
down,
actually.
so that's fun.
Oh.
I don't know how to pull up the bank. Someone link me
Here,
the
I'll
bank
get
again.
it. Oh, 1 second.
I assume I have over 100 like silver pieces. It should be like
I would hope that you have quite a bit more than that.
yeah. I just
1
want to
second, if I
throw
can
like
press the right link. There we go. Here's loading. Akio has 6,463 33.33 silver pieces.
all right. I assume that I always have like a bag of at least 100 silver pieces, so I pull one out and I throw it at the tavern keeper. Entire night's on me, and then I walk out.
1 silver piece?
No, 100.
100.
Oh.
Is that not is that not a lot?
No, that is a lot.
That's a
One
lot.
would not have been.
Yeah, 1 would.
Yeah. One for the night. No, 100 silver pieces,
Yeah.
and I throw it at the tavern keeper.
One
and I
would have been
turn-
like five glasses, I think. Would have been like
yeah.
a round.
Entire night's on me. Just stay here and enjoy the night.
All right. Sure. All right. With that, you're able to evacuate with your 2 companions.
Alright, let's go. Probably could have handled that better, but oh well.
Meanwhile, Suru, you are sort of traveling through the city, getting through, and you can tell things are a little on edge. Guards are occasionally, at this point, mobilizing quite rapidly. Your army is mobilizing quite rapidly to secure various points in the city. Very quickly, you do reach the bar, the tavern, where Shin has made his second home. The door is open, a little askew. What do you do?
Go inside.
All right. You approach the door and enter into the tavern and find it has been turned into a charnel house. The first thing that you run into is the upper torso of a ninja, which appears to have been tossed towards the door, such that it has smeared across much of the ground up to the point where it has basically reached the threshold. Walking into the inn, there appears to be the corpses of about 6 or 7 ninjas in various states of just being completely eviscerated. Shin is in the center of the room. He is completely nude, covered in blood,
Oh.
and holding a ninja by the head, his claws sinking into the skin of the ninja's scalp as he holds him one-handed up to his own face, and is sort of, you can't hear him, but he's speaking extremely softly to the ninja as the ninja just looks at him in abject terror, frozen in utter fright as he realizes that his life is about to end. Except when you enter and his eyes flick to you, and Shin's eyes slowly turn to you as well. Oh.
Let me
Hi.
interrupt. Sorry. If you're busy, I can come back.
I'm I'm trying to work out a little bit of betrayal right now. Were you
People?
attacked by ninjas
Yeah.
today?
Yes. Everybody
Mhm.
was. That's why I came to get you.
This, he sort of shakes the guy a little, causing him to whimper quietly, is a member of the Omori clan of ninjas. They're from Kansai. I've had a very good relationship with them until just recently. You can see him sort of tense his fingers, causing the claws to sink just that much deeper into the guy's head. And I'm trying to work out why exactly the ones that I had done such good business with decided to try and murder me and my companions. So far, he hasn't told me. And it's growing frustrating.
We know who they were working for because they tried to assassinate Sada.
Is she alive?
Yeah. Why don't you just come with me? You can bring your friend.
Did you capture any other ones?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Suppose that rather means that we don't need you anymore, he says, turning back to the ninja. Suru, would you mind leaving for a moment?
Closes the door. She doesn't mind.
You hear a scream from within just before a loud crunch. The door reopens. Shin exits. Oh,
Wanna go like that? It's a good look.
you know, it does sort of have that blood sacrifice chic that has been in vogue lately.
Yeah.
But I think I'd better wear something.
Self.
He grabs essentially a wrapping from behind the bar, sort of puts it around himself as a makeshift waistcloth. Lead on.
You will. Took out all those guys yourself?
Suru, I'm baked out my gourd half the time. How could I possibly do that? He smiles.
I'm just a little jealous. They only sent 4 for me.
More fools, eh?
Guess we go back to the castle.
Mhm. There are very few people out at this point, but the people that you do pass see Shin and are just like, ugh. And in fact, who is still in the courtyard? Is it still just like a party in the courtyard?
Sada's still. She's just sitting on these steps to the bridge here.
Party in the courtyard.
I think it's unwise, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah, we should probably get to somewhere that's more
Yeah.
more
Here.
secured.
Well, the castle is pretty secure at this point. You have guards pretty much
Yeah.
posted the entire way around.
I really don't think this is a bad idea. We can see everywhere and
Yeah.
everybody's together.
And yeah, so Akio, you return with Edric and Kolvar, and then shortly thereafter, Suru shows up with this Shin looks like the end, like Carrie at the end of the movie. He's just covered in former ninja parts.
Wow.
Shin's okay.
Yeah, I figured he'd be okay.
Yo, wow, Shen, how many did they? What did you? I'm glad you're okay.
It was a miracle. They all fell on their swords. It's very messy.
Did Through fill you in on what happened?
Yes.
That it was the Mask of a Thousand Faces?
That actually I did not know, but I had assumed.
Hmm.
He had employed a ninja clan that I was previously making use of.
Hmm.
And the bright side, well, he looks around the courtyard. Judging from the number of corpses, and I presume, and from the number of people here, they're sending similar numbers. There's probably not very much of the clan left at this point. Then again, they didn't exactly send the A team. I suspect they withheld their more elite members.
Hmm.
It's all very frustrating.
Yeah.
I think I owe you an apology. I should have been able to see this coming. Uh-oh. He looks over and he sees the corpse of Count Mantley
Yeah.
still under his cloak.
The Mask of a Thousand Faces killed him when he got in the way.
Shin grimaces. That's that's a political incident waiting to happen.
Yeah. Oh, considering you're someone more of an expert on these kind of things, Pow broke the Mask of a Thousand Faces' neck, by the way, and then he turned into smoke and
Turned into
disappeared.
smoke.
Yeah. You know anything about that?
He'll be back in about a week.
What's the deal with that? You know?
I'm not sure how they affect this, but whenever one of the seven sorrows dies, they and their equipment, whatever they happen to be carrying at the time, turn into dark smoke, scatters on the wind, and then a week later they reemerge from their keep, completely fine, as if nothing ever happened.
Where's their keep?
South, on the main island,
Frig.
close to the holdings of the shogun himself.
Yeah. So it seems like we're not going to be able to kill them permanently until we can get to that and figure out what's bringing them back.
Correct.
This guy's all the way
Fuck.
back at his fucking home base. That sucks.
Yeah.
On the bright side, you don't have to worry about him assassinating you for another week.
Yeah.
More,
I guess there's
really,
that anyway.
counting travel time.
Yeah.
Did they go at them now? But
While
I
they're
mean,
down by one.
Yeah, they're on the
Potentially
main.
wide.
Yeah, but they're on
but
the
he's-
mainland, right?
Yeah,
The Shogun's home
the-
territory.
Yes, the main
Yeah.
island. The big island.
Yeah. And there are several islands between us and there.
Yeah. It would be difficult. Well, you wouldn't be able to lead an army there, certainly. But
Yeah.
potentially try to do it just as a team.
Maybe. Yeah.
But if you were confronting the...
Seven Sorrows.
You would then have to confront the six of the seven sorrows
Yeah.
and on their home territory. That might not be conducive to success.
well, it's exactly what they
Unless
tried to do with only one person.
we get past them while they're coming here. but they probably noticed that.
My concern is that this was probably their first attempt.
Yeah.
Typically how they work is that if typically the Thousand Faces is able to simply assassinate whoever it is needs assassinating.
But if he fails, the rest come
often
in
their
and clean
most
it up.
yes.
Yeah.
Likely they'll wait a week until he's resurrected to have the full team, as it were.
Mm.
They're still on the main island. I suspect that once he's reconstituted, or whatever it is that he does, they'll come in force.
Shit. Sada like rubs her forehead, trying to think of something. Oh yeah, I got
need a
stabbed by the
bath.
way.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
You look pretty good for being stabbed.
Yeah, I had a couple of healing potions from my brother back when we left him in Viven that I was still keeping on me that came in use.
Familial love. How nice.
Oh, by the way, he was I don't know if you know how his disguise stuff works, but he was disguised as Tonu Oyaba. And when he took the mask
Ronin?
off, yeah, and when he took the mask off to reveal himself to him, Tono's unconscious body.
It was a physical mask.
Yeah. Well, it was like a weird. I don't know really how to describe it, but it was like a weird mask, and he took it off. Like he took off the mask when he was Tono, turned into his normal self, I guess, or maybe it isn't his normal self. And then
No, that would be if it was an albino Irator, that's him.
yeah, that's it. So yeah,
Wow.
he took off like it manifested into a mask when he like took off his face. And then when he threw the mask aside, it turned into Tonu's unconscious body. We currently have him resting in a room there, but he hasn't woken up yet.
I know of magic that can do that, but normally it would need to be re-upped. It's not long lasting.
Mm. So maybe that means
And
this was a recent thing he did then.
perhaps, or the Mask of a Thousand Faces, by reputation at least, remains in disguise for days or weeks at a time. So perhaps he has some way of extending it.
Maybe, yeah.
Good to
I'm
know, but
hoping once
I'm
Tonu
way
wakes
more
up, he can tell
interested in
us something. But yeah.
I'm way more interested in finding out how to stop them from escaping.
Yeah, that too.
Hmm.
But I don't know if there's a way to do that unless we can get to the main island and destroy whatever it is that they come back in.
A lot of people have asked that same question. I'll keep trying to answer it. Is the bath occupied? I really need one.
I don't think so.
I'm kind of covered in several people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
Do you need me? Okay, good. You all have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Sort of. And at which point he saunters off into the castle as if nothing's wrong, leaving a trail of bloody footprints behind him.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check with Benetting and see if there's anything we can do to help with transporting Mantley's body, I guess.
Sada, can we look at that magic knife that you were given?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Come over and take it out.
Mm-hmm. It is a blade,
Mithril.
all mithril, basically all made from one piece of metal. The crossbar is a separate piece of mithril, but there's very little ornamentation.
Yeah.
It's a very
The
plain.
Burn King told us that
thin
it would be useful against an undead, so
stiletto.
yeah.
With an extremely keen tip. But otherwise, it's utterly undecorated. Even the handle, the grip is just another piece of molded mithril. Extraordinarily light. And in the dark, it almost seems to possess its own light. It doesn't cast light on anything else, but you can see it more clearly than you can see other things in the shadow.
Ooh.
It's which seems to indicate that it is in some way magical.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had people look at this before, right?
I don't think we have
Right.
actually.
Oh, good lord.
It is the first
I'll,
time,
I sort of just trusted on the Burned King's word on it.
do you mind if I hold on to it for a bit? We can find someone to maybe figure out
I mean, how about the
this
Great
deal.
Zanzibar?
I mean, if it's within the Great Zanzibar's power.
Where is the Great
You haven't-
Zanzibar?
You haven't
That's right.
seen.
Oh no, the Great
Oh,
Zanzibar! Oh shit.
I go into the castle and look for the Great Zanzibar.
You find an injured Great Zanzibar.
Oh no.
In the office / room of Mr. Wren, the bureaucramancer.
Ah. Is Mr. Wren still in the bureau?
The bureau remains closed. The Great Zanzibar is currently curled up, nursing her wounds on the one side of the room. And suspended from the ceiling are a pair of ninjas who have been completely trussed up in red string.
Jeez. Are they still alive?
No.
Okay. I go over to the Grand Zanzibar and give her a shoulder to lean on.
And she gets up and follows you out,
Yeah.
casting furtive glances towards the bureau, as if afraid of whatever it contains.
Oh god, was that Mr. Wren who did that?
Don't ask me about this room.
Okay. Alright, I'll take her out to hopefully get healed up by one of our many healers outside right now. If they have anything left in them.
The healers are competing over who to heal her. You have so much healing right now.
Yeah.
You have a mid-level cleric, a mid to high-level cleric, a mid-level dottore, and Shunichi, a monk of the healing hand.
Yay.
You're good on healing.
Yay. Yeah. So yeah, I'll get Zanzibar healed up, and then once she's good, I'm gonna hopefully see if she can examine the knife.
Can do it. Must yes. Let me. She takes the knife and she examines it. It's a mithril dagger. It is enchanted for unearthly keenness in its blade, but it has a deeper power, a more extraordinary one that I can't truly decipher. There are mixes of necromancy and abjuration, but a powerful enchantment I have not seen before.
It was a gift from the burnt king of the elves, so
I have no idea who that is.
oh, I figured yeah. You would, but no. He's a pretty powerful guy.
I'm sure. Oh,
Yeah.
just name drop everyone, why don't you? Oh yeah, I was at the diner the other day and I saw the Burned King. He said hello. He's pretty cool. I'm going to go to sleep now.
Yeah. Understandable.
Thank you for understanding. And the great Zanzibar
Yeah.
sort of totters off. I think we might have to discuss my employment going forward.
Mm,
Right. It is now getting quite late.
yeah. Check on Sonichi. How's he doing?
He's pretty fine.
Yeah. I figured.
Yeah. If he was injured, he is no longer.
Yeah. So I look at him and Greta and Baird and I say, "You guys all got attacked too, then?"
Yes.
Hmm.
hmm
They say anything or?
Well, we killed ours,
Yeah.
but Shunichi's kept his alive.
Yeah.
They are not forthcoming with their purpose beyond violence.
Yeah. So all we know is that the Mask of Thousand Faces hired them, and they're apparently a ninja clan that Shin hired before. So.
Yes.
Hmm. So yeah, hopefully we can find out something from the survivors, but I guess we'll find out.
If we're hired here, I'm much less hopeful about what we'll hear from them.
Yeah.
So what do? We just like let everybody who wants to stay here hang out overnight.
Seems like the best course of action.
I suppose, yeah.
Castle seems pretty crowded.
Yeah.
I'll stay out here. Barden just sort of sits in the middle of the courtyard.
Did Hajime get his wounds healed up?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, everyone who was injured is no longer.
Okay. So they went after everyone who was in some of a leader position, be it government or religious.
Seemed that way.
Yeah.
Did we ever get any reports on what's going on in like the city writ large?
Have any of the guards come back or soldiers?
Apparently, this was restricted to, from what you're gathering, is that this was restricted to government. It wasn't just like they were assassinating random people, except for the one servant who was with Akio. So otherwise, the city is okay. It's just you guys that they attempted to murder, rather unsuccessfully, since all of you are still there, with the exception of one Count Manley, whom
Yeah, I am checking
Dottori
with.
Clementa has absconded with the body. By the way,
Yeah, I was gonna check and see if anything need any help with like transporting it or anything.
yeah, Sir Benning and Dottori Clementa have taken it inside the castle. Where
Okay.
you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like this is all we can do for now. We should just reconvene in the morning once everyone's rested up again. And hopefully can get some answers from the ninja and hopefully maybe from Tonu as well.
So, how are we gonna handle like sleeping? Because
Lie down, close your eyes.
yeah, but we should probably have guards.
I mean, we can take shifts just like we would if we were out in the field.
This is what we do.
Mm. So who's taking shifts, or who's on what shift then?
I can take first shift.
I could watch too. I was gonna stay out here if Barrington was gonna stay out here. I was gonna hang out with them, but
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wasn't talking to you.
Wow.
What?
I like you, dude. Just want you to know that.
Thank you.
You also have Akios dudes who are pretty unscathed by the whole thing, so they could probably take some shifts too.
Yeah.
Edric and Culvar.
Those non-assassinated freeloaders. walking around like they own the place.
Walking around like they didn't get assassinated. Shaking my damn head.
All right.
Okay, so you go to sleep then.
Go to sleep.
Yep.
Sure.
Sleep comes to you all eventually. It's not especially. It's the sleep of someone that is concerned about what is happening. But you do manage to come to sleep eventually, fitfully, alone or with someone. Paulina,
Eh,
you're assassinated in the night.
Oh no!
Fun.
Knew it.
No, I'm kidding. Paulina, you are dreaming. It's not really a focused dream. What are you dreaming about? Actually,
Big monkeys.
I'm dreaming about
A white Christmas.
cutting up a lot of fruit, making a fruit salad, just slicing fruit in half.
okay.
Yeah.
You notice in your dream that you are using the dagger from the burned king to cut up the fruit.
Cool.
And your primary thought during your dream is that this is very ill-suited for cutting fruit. It's a stabbing implement. It barely has an edge on it. Why am I using it? But you keep using it to cut up the fruit. Because it is the only knife. You open up the drawers and there's just more of them. And as you are going through this existential fruit crisis, you hear a voice behind you.
My favorite anime, by the way.
Existential fruit crisis.
Yeah, it wasn't very popular. It was from the 80s. It's kind of overlooked.
Very good. You hear a voice behind you. Say, Paulina Khalil.
Oh my god. He's
You
back.
want some fruit?
You turn around and you see
Amon thought the
Amon
giant
Thoth.
apple.
he is not a giant apple. He is atop the platter that you originally found him on as just a head.
Oh.
Oh.
Behold, I am as you once knew me.
Should you be? Can I put
Yes.
some of this kiwi on your plate?
I will not object, but
I
know
just-
that it is dream kiwi and affects and benefits neither of us.
Oh. Okay.
That is-
I'm running out of space to put the fruit.
Of course, follow your bliss by all
Okay.
means. All right. Soon, Amantha is surrounded by a tasteful collection of various cut fruits. And as you continue to work in decorating his platter, he speaks to you. You have done well, Paulina Khalil. I was not sure that my warning would be able to reach you in time.
Oh yeah, thanks for that.
It was only due to the connection between you and Pascal that I could reach out in that way.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is, actually. Very nice. But I have not come to simply congratulate you. I feel
Yeah.
that you may have had questions about our last discussion that I have not yet answered.
Yeah, you said some wild stuff, I feel like.
It was a bit of a rush getting channeled like that, I have to say.
Okay.
But yes, if you have any specific questions, please. And perhaps I might too be able to assist you with the calamitous thoughts that
Well,
currently hang over you.
yeah. Do you know what this knife is for? It's not for
Look.
cutting fruit.
That blade is a powerful item,
Yeah.
capable of destroying undead
Okay.
utterly and casting whatever bindings they have away from the mortal plane,
Uh-huh.
sending them to quietude, to be judged by Crypta for their devious, unnatural extension of their existence.
Wow, okay. Do you know if the assassin is undead? Because that would be very convenient.
I cannot tell.
Okay.
For one thing, I don't have a very clear understanding of what's going on most of the time.
Right. You're
I
stuck in a
don't-
ring.
Yes, I
Yeah.
try to avoid a connection to Pascal as much as possible. I suppose that too might need to be explained.
Yeah. Yeah?
When we
Yeah.
spoke last, I believe I mentioned that I was leeching from his essence.
That's right. Oh, I had forgotten about that. Is that okay to do that? Is he gonna be okay?
Yes,
Okay.
so long as it remains as is now.
And how it would change how?
The connection between a soul and the physical body upon Logos is one of extraordinary power. Sever enough of them and it will release such energy that you can ascend yourself to godhood.
What?
That is how Xerxes, Dask, and every other evil god has gained such power. I currently am connected to that connection by but the most lace-like sliver. And the roof of the kitchen, or the ceiling of the kitchen, suddenly falls away. And you can see above you, and Amantha, a great black expanse, and far off in the distance,
Oh.
a tiny star.
Ooh.
That is his soul. That is
Okay.
the amount of light that it casts upon me is all that I feel safe in taking from him.
It doesn't seem so bad then.
No. Indeed, the power of his is inexhaustible. I could not drain it entirely if I tried. But were I to try to take more, to reconstitute myself faster, the temptation to draw further, to glut myself upon such energy, would be unfathomable. It is that reason that I fear I and he have been put in this position. For once I were to do so, and in doing so possess the body and soul of Pascal, my connection, my essence drawn from Atunket would cease and would almost certainly be replaced by one more in keeping with such urges.
Ooh. Huh. This is sort of a weird, cruel prank by Polonius on you.
It's not a prank, it's a plan. Polonius
Oh.
does nothing without purpose. He seems a modest and harmless entity.
I don't know about
Pleasure.
modest. Modest is kind of the opposite of his thing.
Wrong word. A harmless entity of pleasure. But he is as manipulative and calculating as Dabala or Xerxes or any other. Do not underestimate this entity. That is the purpose of my being bound here. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have been happy to leave me as the continued feast for Tantalus. Instead, he intends me to become a servant of his on Logos, and Pascal to be the sacrifice for that power.
Well, it's not good then.
It's not good, no.
No.
It's
bad.
really bad, to be honest, but we're
Yeah.
aware of it.
Okay.
Yes. And so long as I maintain this distance, so long as I only have the slightest brush of Pascal's feelings and thoughts, we are safe. Until such time as I can reconstitute myself
Okay.
the really slow way.
That's fine. You know, patience is a virtue.
Very much so.
Uh,
There
Cool.
is the one wrinkle, though, that I am not the only part of this equation.
Okay.
Pascal's actions could potentially push me in certain directions. Try to ensure he doesn't do anything too Polonian.
Oh, he's not. I don't think he's. Okay. Sure.
Thank you. To be clear, I do not think I need much worry, but it is good to know someone is at least watching from the other side.
And I'll do my best. Yep.
Thank you. Is there any other, or are there any other questions you might ask me?
Honestly, at this moment in time, I'm a little preoccupied with immediate doom and stuff. So
True, but you are
Yeah.
dreaming. Potentially you have all the time in the world.
Ah.
Is there any other questions about me that you need answered? Any questions about Pascal, about you?
just don't want to die. I don't know. This is a lot of pressure.
True.
I was just cutting fruit.
Most don't want to die. Paulina,
No.
you're not actually counting fruit. You should be lucid at this point. Usually that works this way.
There's still so much fruit though.
There
It's just
really
everywhere. It hasn't left.
there is a lot of fruit, yes, but it's not a real fruit. Well, it's real to you, but it won't be in a little. Never mind. Paulina Khalil,
Yep.
go forth with the power of Atenket.
Thank you. I will do so.
And be your perfect self.
Okay.
And with that, the vision fades. You awaken.
Ah, jeez. Not restful at all.
No, you're honestly your wrists feel tired. Pascal is also awake, and he's sort of looking at you, and he says, "You've been making like a cutting motion for the last 30 minutes."
Yeah. It's just a muscle spasm. You know.
Do you get that often? Should we talk to?
No, I think it
Colonial?
was just for punching a man's throat in. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I get that sometimes too if I overwork something. You good?
Yeah. Are you good? Are you okay?
I mean, I've been literally dead before, so like being a little dead is sort of in perspective at this point. I think I'm cool.
Cool.
Medbire gives him a high five, but with his eyes.
Whoa.
Bad Bear, why
Oh.
are you in here?
Why are you in
Whoa.
our bedroom?
This is where my bedroom is.
Oh, he's got like a little doggy bed at the foot of the bed.
A little dog. Yes, he has
Wow, a really big
little-
one.
No, he has a normal-sized doggy bed,
Oh,
and he's just
no.
completely obscured by the 2,000-pound bulk of the horse man on top of it.
Yeah. Sometimes a family is 2 dog people and a whole ass centaur and dog bed. It's fine.
Uncle. I'm sorry.
Ah, yes. Me, my partner, and the 2,000-pound dog horseman. Anyway. You all awaken.
Oh.
And are able to soon collect yourselves. Tatsu prepares breakfast. Kasumi, he is scarless. Which he seems very happy with. And very quickly, you are in the council room together. It's a little crowded.
Yeah.
With all the people, including some quite large people. But you are able to get breakfast, and you have a time to choose how to proceed.
Okay. Hi. Not really the person to call meetings to order, but I have an idea.
Yeah.
What if instead of us trying to shore up our defenses or some such,
We
you
attack
know,
him.
yeah, we
Oh yeah, high
Mhm.
five.
Where?
high five. Well, I
Wow.
mean, they have a castle on the mainland.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I wish if we can, but I don't know if it's actually possible or not.
the alternative is we just keep weathering attacks by
Yeah.
immortal ninjas and who knows what else that just die and then come back a week later.
Yeah. Like Shin said, maybe we can go in with a team, not our armies though, but that may be possible.
Just a crack squad.
Yeah, which I guess
wait,
would be
actually,
us.
Yeah.
First off, real quick,
Mm.
the 10-cat priest. What's his name?
Tonetaje?
Tony Todd.
Tony
Tage?
Todd.
He has
Yeah.
done a
Did
truth
you-
now.
Taji.
Hey, did you prepare Zone of Truth today?
Huh?
Cast it now.
What are you eating, Tony Tajay?
I'm in breakfast.
What's for breakfast, Tony Todd?
It's rice. Breakfast rice.
Breakfast rice. All right. Yeah. Anyways, cast that shit. Get it down.
Should we get
What,
should we
right
do
here?
it with the ninjas?
I mean, how many times can you cast it a day, Tony?
I prepared a couple.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
How
then
long does
one-
it last?
About 8 minutes.
Well, then we just have to ask one important question. Can you cast it, please?
Here?
Yes,
All right.
in here, in this room right now.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
I mean, it's only a 10-foot radius, so it won't cover the entire room. Who do you want me? Do you want me to pass in any specific area?
I put it in the center of the room, and everyone can walk in and out in succession.
Okay. He holds his arms up. He flexes and.
Neat. Okay. All right. And then I want everybody to go in turn and declare whether or not. Well, it declare within the zone of truth that they have no affiliation, nor have they informed the Seven Sorrows of anything that we've done.
That'll
Does
go in
the-
first, even
Does
though
the
it's probably
spell
pretty obvious.
guarantee?
But no,
I mean,
there's a will save, but
There's
The
a will
spell
save.
can be resisted.
It's the best option we have. It's better than
It's
not
better than
saying
nothing.
anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
that'll go in first, just cause.
Sada, there is a will save. You can choose to fail it.
I fail it.
Mhm.
And tell the truth that I have nothing to do with the Seven Sorrows.
Okay.
Or
She
do I?
has nothing to do with the Seven Sorrows. Maybe I should go also, since it's my spell. But then again,
Yeah.
I'd be the only one who knows whether or not someone's resisted the spell or not. And if I resist it, I tell you that I didn't.
Yes, it's quite the conundrum, but we're just gonna have to trust you on this one because I'm pretty sure a 10 cat would not be cool with anything you just did that happened last night.
Who
That's-
else here? Sorry to interrupt. Is this everybody that was in the courtyard?
I
Yes.
think so. Is Dottore and Bennington still here?
Sir Benning is here,
Okay.
and Dottori Clemenza is also.
Go on.
Right, one by one, people go in, go out, all making the same assertion, and each of them, Tone telling you, having not resisted the spell. Edric Viano goes in. Tone says that he has not resisted the spell. And he spends about a minute trying to lie before finally someone drags him out of it.
Oh, okay. I had to process what you were saying to
Yeah.
me.
He tried to see if he could beat the Zone of Truth, even though he didn't resist the spell. Just
Yeah,
messing
he
around.
keeps trying to do like half truths and like
Metagaming. He's trying to figure out what he can get away with.
Yep. It thwarts him at essentially every turn, though. It's just like his voice keeps catching in his throat every time he tried to say something. Eventually, however, he does tell you that he has nothing to do with the Seven Sorrows. And then Shin goes up.
Ah.
And Shin enters the zone. Shin is now clean, so that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Good for you, my man.
He appears to have gotten a new kimono from somewhere.
What's the pattern?
It's a plain blue one. Unpatterned, actually. Unusually. He enters into it, and he goes, "My name is Shin. I am the spy master of Surugu, and I have nothing." have. No. This is unfair.
It's unfair,
Who
sir.
are you? Who are you to them?
I am nothing. Crap.
What are you trying to say there, bud?
Well, I would love to explain, but every time I try to say something, the Zone of Truth tries to strangle me.
Oh. Wait, how were you able to say that?
Because it was true.
It's true.
Huh.
So what's going on, Shin?
I am not entirely unassociated with the Seven Sorrows.
Well, I don't like to hear that, Shin.
Care to explain what you mean?
Did you fuck
You're
him?
not like related to the Mask of a Thousand Faces somehow, are you?
No,
Okay.
not re-Irator is
All right,
I mean,
let's
I wouldn't think so, but I was making sure there wasn't some kind of goofy
We're-
twist.
We're on a time limit though, so let's let Shen explain himself.
Okay. I hope you didn't fuck him.
Oh, it's the Mask of a Thousand Faces. How can I be sure?
If you were the Mask of a Thousand Faces,
No, if the mask.
If he fucked them.
He could be anyone, really.
okay, all right. Explain yourself, please.
I've brokered information for the Seven Sorrows before. Not since coming into your employ.
Hmm.
He holds his hands out defensively as if expecting the Zone of Truth to strangle him again, but it does not. Okay, good. I didn't misremember. I've helped the Seven Sorrows keep order, so to speak, in the past by informing the Mask of a Thousand Faces and the Lotus Strikes Swiftly of various underworld movements. It wasn't under duress. They paid well. And I liked money. I haven't interacted with them in at least 5 years.
But you know them on more of a personal level than we thought.
Yes.
Are any of them vampires?
As far as I know, no.
Undead? Anything? As far as you know?
As far as I know, that's a better question.
Oh.
There are 7 sorrows. You've met one. The Mask of a Thousand Faces. The other 6 are far more direct, but equally as dangerous. The most is the Burning Wrath, a Ifrit with power over fire that I had presumed was some sort of sorcerer or wizard until I met Kasumi, and I realized that there were other entities with deeper connections to the elements than I thought possible.
To find them?
Hmm?
Do you know where to find these people?
I know where.
Oh, yeah.
I know where their headquarters is. Yes.
Yeah. We
I
all
can
know
tell
that.
you it's a bad idea to try and attack it.
Yeah.
Care.
The Burning Wrath is the ostensible leader, but really, That's a bit of a figurehead role. It's more of an intimidation thing, as she's horrifying. I've only interacted with her once. It was not fun. She's controlled, more or less, by the Shogun's primary liaison with Seven Stars, which is the Lotus Strikes Swiftly, a Naginata specialist samurai. Exceptional skill, but better at even than that as a tactician. The unyielding pillar and the summed wisdom of ages, a meteor hammer wielding samurai, and a monk. Some secular branch. Also, mollifying forces on the burning rats. Unending appetite for destruction. Vengeance's swift shards is a ninja archer, range specialist, stealth more so than the Mask of Many Faces. The Mask of Thousand Faces, to be honest, does not rely on disguise, simply on skullduggery. But all of them orbit around the last member. The bells of eternal tolling, who is a powerful cleric of Xerxes, and the one that I've never personally interacted with. I know her only by reputation. And I know from that to be in her presence is a deeply unsettling experience. There's something wrong about her. I don't know what that is, but I suspect she might have the key to what allows for their constant resurrection. Can I please step out of the zone of truth now?
Sure.
Anything else that you should say before you do?
Oh, that's true. Fair.
I'm really starting to go through withdrawals. I really need something. It's true.
Yeah.
True, it's irrelevant.
Come on. No, there's nothing else. And that's
Okay.
true. Okay. That Shin sort of shuffles out of the zone. Walks over. And takes something out of his kimono. And snorts it.
A little like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting until that.
Hi, I'm Shin. I'm addicted to everything.
Exactly.
Even betrayals.
Whoa.
It's not really too much a betrayal. I've been mostly forthcoming. And I have been trying to do my best to protect you all
Yeah.
as much as I can. This is not, by the way, like the first threat to the island. Kansai has sent a few would-be infiltrators that no longer trouble you.
Yeah.
I did that quietly. So,
I trust Shin.
I mean, yeah, that's
I
I
trust
would.
him at least as much as I trusted Cesare.
It's it's a fair point that he would have. It makes sense that he would have done work with them prior to our whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that still leaves us as the problem that they'll probably be here in a weekend sometime, right?
So
Some travel time.
Correct.
Yeah.
How long would it take us to get there in the airship?
Not too long. Couple days.
So
Less if you take turns sleeping and flying.
Yeah.
then I think that's what we should do. I think that.
The question is if we can even.
I mean, it's if not now, when? Right now they're
No.
down a guy. If we get there sooner, we can heal on the way and get back into fighting shape.
Yeah.
They're down a guy for at least a week.
I doubt anybody that they've faced has done this. Number one, so I
Yeah.
don't think they'll be expecting it. Number two, I think this is the best opportunity that we have. If we know that they're there and that they're going to move against us, we should go right now.
Yeah.
And now that we know about the bells of eternal tolling, I think
Yeah.
we even have a specific target there that we should focus our efforts
Maybe
on.
that's what the dagger is for. Whatever the Sir Xerxes priestess
Yeah.
might be.
A cleric of the god of undeath, a
Yeah.
assassin who can just drift away as a mist upon
Yeah.
being murdered.
So if we
Yeah.
can take care of them, maybe we can stop them from coming back.
I
At least if we can't get all of them.
And think of it this way: if we strike a blow against the Seven Sorrows, that does a lot to legitimize what we can do as a revolutionary force.
Yeah, we need to show them that they fucked with the wrong people.
Yeah.
yeah, and we've been given a magic knife, so let's get this done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It sounds like we're all in agreement.
Yeah, it seems like our only plan, really.
How many people can be on the airship against House?
You can fit 10 people and 1 horse.
Yep. And Bat Bear takes that horse slot.
Happens if you put somebody in a bag of holding.
They
It will
suffocate.
suffocate.
Yeah.
Well,
What if we keep their head out?
No. One thing, you'd have to fit someone into a bag of holding, but you'd have to fit them through the bag's entrance,
opening is
which
small.
is it's the
It's
size
not a
of a
stretchy.
normal sized bag.
It's not a stretchy elastic opening.
No, you
Well,
do
we
have
could-
a portable hole.
We could
Oh
shoot
yeah, I
people.
do have that.
Hey,
I
what's
don't think I. I
what's
think
the
I
problem
forgot
with
to.
the ship's capacity? Is it that over that amount of people are too heavy, or is it they're just not enough room?
It's a mix.
Yeah.
Bulk. It gets crowded, but at that point, you're probably overweighting the ship as well. If you had
So if
10
we shrink
halflings on it,
people, that takes care of both those issues.
how are you going to shrink people?
I don't know. The Tory made me huge. I bet he could make other people tiny.
Potions for 2
I mean,
person.
only for a
Lots
little
of
bit of time though.
I can do that for about 90 seconds.
Get about 900 of those potions.
At that point, the amount of weight saved by making yourself small, it will probably be overcome by the simple number of bottles of liquid you
Oh.
have on board.
We could put the bottles in the bag of holding.
Wait a
because
minute.
They don't need to breathe.
Isn't there a way to make those potions permanent?
I mean, yes.
But I mean,
So we
large
each have
dose.
2 potions. 1 permanent reduce, 1 permanent enlarge.
That would be extremely expensive and also not within my capacity to do.
Also, would just take the permanent and large one right away and never take the other one.
That's fair. Okay. So then, in terms of people who should go, obviously, I mean, well, out of character, the party, but
Yeah.
also, we need people we need to make sure we have people a sufficient amount of people who can heal us.
Yeah.
As
We need
go.
to stock up on potions too.
Yeah.
We need them.
Whatever we need to do it fast because I want to leave like right now.
Yeah, we're
The sooner the
leaving.
better.
Just leave by
we are.
tonight, hopefully, maybe, or dawn
Let's
tomorrow.
go.
How about in like a couple hours? We
Yeah.
just woke up. Let's get ready and let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. We should leave by noon.
We should hit up the Dottore for any potions he has lying around. Just line our pockets with as many as possible. We'll need them.
I am right here, but
Yes, hello.
most of my potions are that I use
They're
day to day
extracts,
aren't
right?
correct.
Yeah.
They will expire within 24 hours of leaving my person.
Yeah.
I do have some because it's useful to have, which of course I will happily give to you.
Okay, so Pow, you're good at talking to people. Right? No, you're not.
Arguably.
What's your out of character? What is your diplomacy like?
Oh!
Bad.
What is it like these days?
I think Sada has the best
it
one in the
got
party right now.
slightly better.
Without
but it's
Gadaris
not
and Cesare being
great.
here.
It's
Mine's
a
pretty
10.
good.
It's a 10. It's
I
a
have a-
10.
Mine is a
22.
20.
I have
That's
a
much
20.
better.
I have a 22.
Okay. So, Sada, you should be the one, especially since you're the ruler, to go into town and get those potions. We need plenty of them.
Yeah.
Dottore and Shunichi should come with us. Shin, I know you're still here. I know you're going through withdrawals. I'm sorry. We'll get you high in just a moment.
No, I'm doing it right now. Don't worry about it.
Okay, great. So, I
Mm.
need you to. Oh my god! Don't do that. I need you to spread disinformation. I need people to believe that we are here, we are in the castle, and we are cowering.
Or planning, maybe, to sound a little
Yeah.
more.
Sure, planning.
You
Yeah,
know. Or holding
either
up in the
way,
castle.
we are hold tight here.
We're
Understood.
regrouping.
The sky skiff's pretty visible.
Yeah.
You might
This
want to
is
leave
true.
at night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay.
I want to leave right away. We can figure something else out about that. You can even make up a different lie about where that is.
If you
Yeah.
fly up to the
Oh,
if
the
you fly
Elven
up
City?
to Astarelion,
Yeah.
Amberelion rather, first, and then fly south,
Should we bring God?
it'd be easier. I could say that you're cowering up there.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean that's we're planning with we are meeting with the high elves in an attempt to get additional magical aid. And that's taking up all of our time. And we can leave from there.
What's the Frig? What's her name again? The leader of the Sun Elves. I'm having a big brain fart again.
Actually, I have to look that up too.
Robitussin.
I
Robitussin.
believe
Yeah.
it was
I was-
Robitussin.
What?
Yeah.
I was saying maybe
Karadia.
we should bring her, Karadia.
Mhm.
Maybe we should bring her with us, considering she also has it out for the
What?
Seven Sorrows,
Sure.
and she is
Yes.
pretty powerful. So
Say no more. Done. I'm
I
into
don't
it.
know. I'm hesitant.
Why?
I don't know the first thing about her other than she's an asshole.
Well, she's, from what I understand, she is the head of an order that is dedicated to a very vengeful god.
Yeah, she wanted to get flaming justice on these people.
yeah,
She doesn't seem that high on us, though.
I think she'll take the chance.
I think so too. I think that's what she wanted.
All right.
Does anybody have like wands of healing or whatever? Like
That's
any
a good thing to buy.
artifacts?
But we need somebody who can use magic device. That is the issue with wands.
Is that a thing? Shit.
Yeah. Do I have used magic device? I might.
I don't think I do.
I don't think I do either.
absolutely do, yeah. So I
Currently, you have selected 8 people for this journey.
and we have a max of 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
10
Plus Pathfinder.
horse.
Okay.
Unless you want to take some other horse.
I
I do have
Okay,
a
I'm
horse.
gonna turn to Mino and tell her I need you to take Tatsu and Ara, and I need you to go back to the monastery and keep them safe.
She looks at you a moment as if she's going to object before nodding and goes, "Yes,
I would not trust anybody else with this.
I understand. They'll be safe with me." What
Who's
about you
with us?
kids?
Who's with us so far?
Yeah,
They're
who do we
going
have so far?
You currently have Suru, Kasumi, Sada, Pao, Akio, Shunichi, Clemenza, Karadia, and Batbayar, leaving 2 human-sized spaces.
Okay. I didn't realize we're bringing Clemenza with us, but
I mean, extra healer.
yeah, true.
Hmm. I mean, should we bring a person to document our tale of victory?
Oh my god.
I mean, I was going to ask them to come up with really cool titles for all of us to kind of play
Yeah.
up the flair of us. Like Pow of the Lightning Fist.
Yeah, we would need a professional to come up with names for sure.
Shut up. I tried my best, okay?
I appreciate
Long
it.
night.
Valine is currently at the whatchamacallit, monastery.
I'm just gonna tell Mino to tell Valine to do that.
Very important.
I mean,
Very
yeah,
important
but
business. Come up with cool names.
Valine,
Yes.
come up with cool titles.
very important.
Very important. Okay. Where's my cell phone? Oh, there it is.
You know, has a cell phone.
You still have 2 more spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need people who can do some damage. I almost wanted to say Shin, but at the same time, I don't know if we should bring Shin.
Why not?
Shin's familiar with them. It could be useful.
That is true.
Right?
I'm wary about.
It's like allegiances or what?
Yeah, and I mean, I shouldn't be, but at the same time, like, I don't know. If you guys think it would not be a terrible idea,
Be a nice way to find out what he'll do.
If he
That's
wants
fair.
to.
Shin, do you want to
Like-
go?
Well, at the same time, though, I did ask Shin to like
Not especially. I think this is suicidal.
spread its information and all that too.
Yeah.
It might be, but it's not the dumbest thing that we've ever done. And even if it is,
You
don't
need
care. We're still
to
doing it.
have an extraction plan
Yeah.
if you want to do this.
Okay.
Someone who can remain on the sky skiff and pilot it away as soon as everyone's on top of it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a great idea.
And then presumably somebody to guard that person just in case. Which what
Yeah.
if Izumo was that person?
I mean, I wouldn't
Perhaps.
mind getting a chance to smash some heads. Kind of want a bit of payback.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Izumo and our pilot in question.
What stat do you need to be able to pilot the
It's
Gotcha.
a will save.
will save? Okay.
So somebody with a high will.
How's Edric's will save? Because he might
And
be a
once
good
you-
choice.
Once you pass 2 of them, well, there's no real way for you to know that.
Stat sheet. Who's got the highest will save?
Who's the wisest of us all?
So Sada, Edric has always seemed very impulsive and not especially wise to you. So it may not be, and
Yeah.
you're the person who knows him best. you actually would not trust him to fly you anywhere in the sky skiff.
Hmm.
The opportunity for fun would be too much. Currently, Palina and Sada can fly the sky
Yeah.
skiff. If
Presumably
you want to
we'll-
travel for 24 hours straight, you can only do each individual can only do it for 8 hours before becoming fatigued.
Yeah.
So you need a third person.
Yeah. Who,
That's kind of
and
what we're
presumably we
looking
need
at anyway.
we need another NPC who isn't going to be inside with us.
Yeah.
So we'll figure
That's
out who
what we're
would be
already
a good
trying
choice.
to figure out.
Yeah, who'd be a good choice for that.
Pascal, he's well known for having
yeah.
a powerful will save.
But yeah, Shins is good.
I mean, Shin, would you be able to pilot it and also set in motion plans to lie about where we are? Or do
I
you
can
need to do that?
multitask, yes. And frankly, I don't mind being the one on the getaway vehicle. But yes, I'll do what you need me to do.
This would be good too. Agreed.
If only we had a second sky skip, because then we could bring Baradun as our shock troop.
No kidding.
Just like power drop him in.
Yeah, he needs one all by himself.
Well, that is actually you do when you propose Greta, you do run into the problem that Baradun will not leave her side.
Yeah.
If he
I
knows-
love them.
We could just leave Bat by her and put him in the horse slot.
Baradun is too big.
Oh, they look like they're the same size on my screen.
I know, but the horse slot is like perfectly shaped for a horse. Baradun is
Big
quite
man.
a bit wider.
Whoa.
Yes.
Then a horse.
Yeah, he's
Incredible.
huge.
Wanna hold on? They have a slot perfectly shaped for a horse.
Yep. But not for a Minotaur, man.
So
Baradun
what?
is 15 feet tall.
They put
Yeah.
a horse.
I
in
love
there.
him.
It's perfectly horse shaped, and the horse is just in this horse tomb.
It's
Where he
it's
can't
like
move?
it's like a horse. Yes, essentially, it's a horse stall like you would get in on a horse transport. For two, like
And it has
it's
a regenerating
quite
bucket
thin.
of apples. I remember we
You know what,
established
sure.
that last time.
Yes, it does.
When Bat Bear tried to unhinge his jaw and eat them all at once.
But yes, essentially, Baradun would not really be able to fit inside. Even though size categories would imply that he should be able to.
That amulet of disguise. And tell him to disguise himself as a horse.
Well, actually, now you bring up a good point. How would that interact with his warrior discordedness? Because that amulet is actually, it's not just a disguise, it's a actual alter self effect. It transforms you into a... But he's a warrior discord, so it would transform him into another race, but he would still be a warrior discord of that race.
Yes.
So make
Which
it
potentially would make him smaller, since minotaurs are so big anyway. But
make him a pony of discord.
so yes, it's up to you whether or not you want to try and MacGyver a way of putting Baradun on the sky skiff, or if you just want to take Bat Bear, because Greta is unfortunately not able to go without Baradun.
Well, if Baradun's there, I would want him like actively fighting. What if
To answer your question, though, yes, I think I could learn to control the sky skiff.
What about
It's like
the?
shit in Batfire.
We need the wisest of us all, the dumpling lady.
She's in Shugo, and also is slowly losing her mind. Like, she's pretty senile at this point.
Or
Honestly,
Violet.
that would be
No.
cruel to
Yes.
bring her.
Yes.
She's a nice lady. I would not want to see her get harmed.
Me neither. Well, yeah. Then we decided, I guess, Shin and Izumo then.
I have Izumo on here. The last slot is the one that's open, and if you want to put Shin in it, that means that you're done.
Unless we have a better driver, then he's the guy.
Okay, so you have Suru, Kasumi, Sada, Pao, Akio, Shunichi, Clemenza, Karadia, Izumo, Shin, and Badfire. You have yourselves a couple of actually really quite high high-end NPCs, and a couple of mid-level NPCs, and Badfire.
Hell yeah.
You have a team of 11 dudes to go in and try to destroy the single most terrifying arm of the shogunate.
Hell yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, before
And best of all, you will fortunately be able to do this with an additional level.
Hey.
Yeah, we've leveled.
Turns out getting stabbed gets you a level.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait.
I think this is gonna be a really good level for me.
Wait.
That's a kazoo.
all right, level 14.
Why do you have that?
He always does. Also,
man.
Palina,
Mm-hmm.
the power of Amun-Tha.
Oh my God.
That flows through further. You
Terrifying.
can now smite evil
Holy
once
shit.
per day
Cool.
as a level. Let me see. You'd be level 14 now as a level 10 paladin.
That's really good.
That's very, very cool and also terrifying.
Especially whenever you like do a full combo after smiting somebody with smiting evil somebody.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
that's like 6. That's insane.
Oh.
That's really good. One more level and I get expanded element finally.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
What are you
I
going to
know.
go for?
I'm gonna go
what
for
happens?
fire.
Yeah,
The whole
fire.
thing. Before. Okay, real quick. It's Prof. Do you have a sec?
Sure.
I didn't know if you pressed for time if I'm like pushing it.
Nope, I'm good. What's up?
Okay. I do remind everybody that this is of the utmost secrecy, not a word. And of course, all that. But as we're all leaving, I do kind of pull Tatsu aside. And I don't know if I'm coming back alive. These are the most dangerous. This is the most dangerous thing we will have ever done and probably ever will do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to leave with regrets, so I ask you, Tatsu, will you marry me?
Ooh.
Like right now.
What here in the council room?
Like right this second. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Kasumi, yes.
I mean, when we get back, when I get back, we could do a whole thing, but
Of course. No, just. And he leans into you and kisses you.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that's all I wanted to settle.
Did I miss that or something?
Huh?
You asked me if I had time.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know if I didn't know how long it was gonna take. I just was trying to be cognizant and respectful of your time.
Cool. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Yay.
I got
I'm
a
actually staying home tonight, so got
Ah,
all the time
nice.
in the world.
Sweet.
I got a new utility wild talent. I'm trying to figure out what to take. I think maybe the one that lets me burn away fire resistance might be a good one.
I did get Elemental Overflow +5.
Paulina, as you're leaving, actually, Pascal
Double marriage.
holds on to you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Double
And he
marriage.
pulls you close to him
Double marriage.
before leaning his forehead into yours and going, "You're coming back."
For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah. You don't
No,
have to
you
worry
fool.
about me.
You've triggered her death flag.
No. Shut
I mean, I
up.
triggered mine.
Oh no.
He nods against you before wrapping
wanna-
his arm around your shoulder.
Do you want to be sent away to a mountain retreat for a while?
I have letters to write. I can make it to the monastery on my own, I think.
Okay. Take care then. Jeez.
I mean, I think you need to more, but I'm not worried. And he holds onto your shoulder as you walk out.
So,
Do we get ability scores this level?
It's level 14. No,
Can I have some anyway?
I'm afraid not.
Let me see
Hey.
what our automatic bonus progression is too.
hey, Sals.
Yes.
Once I reach level 16, I can take a utility wild talent that costs 1 burn and just has a single will saving throw. And the effect is you transport a single creature you touch to the plane associated with your element. The creature appears 5 to 500 miles from your intended destination. Elemental Exile transports creatures instantaneously and then ends. The creature must find other means to travel back.
Okay. I am sorry if you were getting excited about
No,
that.
I wasn't. I'm not going to take it, but that's insane.
Well, it also
Yeah.
it would in the setting it doesn't make any sense.
It's-
Urcholan would not let you do that.
I know, but it's still, like, what a dumb talent. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't like you, so you're going to the
Yeah,
plane of
Fucking
fire.
out of here. Oh, hey, we get a weapon attunement increase
Oh,
this
cool.
level. Yeah, and armor attunement
What
too.
is that? What does that mean?
The enhancement bonus for your weapon and your armor goes up by 1.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm gonna put that
Huh.
on my katana.
Means my AC goes up to what kind of bonus is it? I always forget.
Enhancement.
Enhancement.
Oh, but I just want to go like
I
lie
don't know
down.
why I thought this was
Feeling
going to
really
be
tired.
I get a new rage power and
Yeah.
a +4 to will saves if I'm raging. I think that's all I get.
South.
Hey, rage power.
No, and hey, our
Ooh.
resistance.
Ooh.
Our
I
resistance
already
goes
have
up
all
to
the ones that are good.
Our resistance goes up to +5 too. That's cool.
It's also neat. I'm sorry, Nuva, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'm gonna go lie down. I imagine we're done.
Yep.
Yeah, more or less. Except please roll for your
Oh yeah, HP.
HP.
Nope.
Paulina already has nice 9.
Pretty good.
I will roll it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
That's nice.
Why do you roll?
Maximum.
We roll 3 dice?
You roll 1 die.
Yeah.
Your head
For you,
died.
it'd be a D12.
Yeah, I
And
know.
max HP up to 201.
Nice roll.
Oh,
So
I
that-
didn't roll good.
Nice rolls all around.
Oh, Asada.
Yeah.
Nice
At least
roll.
I get a 5.
Yes, the minimum is half +1, so or half rounded up. So Sada, you do have a 5, but
There we go.
My
Suru
max
rolled a
hit points goes
12.
up by 12.
12 plus your Constitution. Well, actually, no, your sheet will figure that out. But you have toughness, so it actually goes up by 13.
What do we get a 14th? We don't get ability score or a feat of 14th. Darn.
Pretty flat level.
So
Too
I
bad.
just add nothing else. I just add 12 to my class HP. Right?
Yes.
And we also get increases, I think, too, to our.
Although if you have
Oh, I roll a d10, I believe. Okay.
You add 12 to your class HP. You have toughness, I believe, so you actually add an additional 1.
That's
Your
my con modifier as well.
Oh, okay.
your con modifier, no. Your sheet will calculate that automatically once you level up from 13 to 14.
Well, there we go.
Okay.